Hello and welcome to Friday's Masterclass edition of Cracking the Cryptic. And I think after last week's incredible puzzle, we've got another incredible puzzle today. It's by James McGaughey today, and the snitch is closing in on 200 again. So the snitch is the unofficial rating of the difficulty of a Times crossword. It tends to be the case that throughout the week the puzzle gets harder and harder. Yesterday's puzzle actually I found very difficult. What have we got? Yesterday's. How long did yesterday's take me? I can't even see now. Is it there somewhere? I just missed it. Oh, there. Yeah, 14 minutes yesterday's. But I found it definitely challenging. And today's is God. Oh, wow. So the quickest real time there is Mark, the reigning and 14 times crossword champion. 12 minutes 38. Now, in a year, the number of normal times crosswords that will take Mark that long, you can probably number them on one or two fingers. That's how many. Jason James 13 minutes. Liam Hughes 14 minutes 46. These are unheard of times. Matthew Marcus won the Times Crossword Championship a couple of years ago. 15 minutes. Jeepers. This is harder than last week's, I think. Let's just have a look at last week. It was weird, wasn't it? There was okay, so you can get in the top 50 almost with an error. If you've got 6 errors, you can you're still on the board. Wow. Okay, well this is monstrously hard. Monstrous. Dean's nearly half an hour. That's incredible. Good grief. Okay. I mean, this is great. This is great. These are the sorts of puzzles I absolutely love. And we'll get cracking in a moment. Oh, let me check. Have I got my dictionary? Oh, Shane will be cross with me. I still haven't got the new one. Sorry, Shane. But this one looks so much prettier than the new one. It's got like the red border. Anyway, what else do I need to mention before we kick off today? I have got some birthdays to do actually. Chris, your partner Vicky wrote to me and said that you're getting really good at solving these puzzles from watching these videos. I'm delighted to hear that. I think the two of you watch together, and chocolate cake is possible today, but there will certainly be a large stack of pancakes. Now that I can definitely get on board with, but I have to say I am not a huge fan. You know, thick pancakes, they're not great. You've got to have crepes, don't you? I mean, I presume that's what you're talking about. Yeah, crepes with sugar and lemon is that would be amongst my most favourite foods. Why is my watch buzzing at me? That's okay, not to worry. Anyway, Chris, happy birthday, of course. Next, Matt. Matt, it's your birthday tomorrow. I think you're also known as Hilly Walk, which I quite like as a nickname. Your partner Anita wrote to me and said that you're also improving really fast with your solving, and today you have planned a fish and chip dinner and chocolate cake. I'm not sure if that's for tomorrow or your birthday. Maybe your birthday meal is fish and chip dinner and chocolate cake. I'm not sure, but whatever and whenever, that sounds delicious. So many happy returns for tomorrow. And next we're going to go to Australia, where it was Oliver's birthday on Wednesday. And I know this, Oliver, because your partner May wrote to me. And hang on, I can't read my own writing now. Yeah, okay. I think, Oliver, you watch most videos, including these cryptic masterclasses. So thank you very much for doing that. We really appreciate the support, and I hope your birthday was very good, obviously. And then finally, this isn't a birthday, it was just a nice email that I had from Tom, also down there in Australia, living in Canberra, who's found the videos helpful, I think, in distracting from some of the pressures of life. Well, I'm a great believer in all of the puzzles that we do on the channel, whether it's crosswords or Sudoku. They lead to a bit of a state of mindfulness, I think. They can be a lovely break in your day, if you like, when your brain also gets exercised, and in the world of doom scrolling and ever shrinking attention spans, I think that can only be a good thing. So anyway, Tom, thank you for the email. And with that, let's get a cracking. Let's see what James has got in store for us. So it's the Cryptic, isn't it? And is the internet going to work? Yes. Is the thing in the right place? Yes. Let's look at one across. So 4, 6. Lay down fancy red carpet for collecting Oscar. That's brilliant. That's a brilliant surface. We have to ignore it. So let's remind ourselves, how do you solve cryptic crossword clues? Every single clue contains a straightforward, it might not read as a straightforward, but in theory it's a quick crossword definition of the answer. So that quick crossword definition is almost always at the start or the end of the clue. The rest of the clue is a recipe that tells you how to build up that answer from some constituent pieces. So it might say, anagram this word and put it at the end of another word. Or it might say, insert a word into another word. And the rest of the recipe has to be absolutely precise. Now, of course, these constructors are brilliant. So they will do everything in their power to mislead you, and to make you think that the recipe is really the definition, or to disguise where the definition lives. And that's the fun of it. We have to somehow read these clues correctly. So let's look at this one. So 4, 6, it could mean lay, it could mean lay down. Fancy red carpet feels like an anagram. If we treat the letters of red carpet in a... Yeah, it is, isn't it? So fancy red carpet is saying, we're going to treat the letters of red carpet in a fancy way. We're going to doll them up. We're going, what's that word? What's the modern word for when you glam things up? A glow up. We're going to give red carpet a glow up. We're going to anagram it, and that's going to collect O. Now, why can Oscar be O, you might say? Well, this is from the International Radio Alphabet. If we look up Oscar in the dictionary, it will say the International Communication Word, or whatever the language is. International Radio Communication, a code word for the letter O. So it's absolutely supported by the dictionary. So all I've got to do is anagram red carpet, stick an O in the middle, and get a phrase meaning lay down. Now, you'd think this would be the easy bit. Lay down. I don't know what that is. That's very distressing. Red carpet and O. I've got to get this, because this is obviously a very hard puzzle. And if we get one across, I get 5 starting letters. Lay down. What's the first word then? It's not going to be about betting or something, is it? Look, I keep seeing tap dancer, but is that just an anagram of... No, it's not. It's not tap. It's nothing to do with tap dancing, you silly man. Lay down. What is it? Port. What's the first word? Card. Coat. Is it a past tense? Oh, Bitdefender's doing an update. I don't see it. That's so annoying. Okay, let's try and get one down. At least that will give me a chance. So, 4 letters. Pet question mark. You shouldn't have one. That's another great clue, isn't it? Pet. You shouldn't have one. Oh, what's this? Okay, I don't know is the answer. But if I was betting, I would say this is a 4-letter word for a pet. Now, that question mark is terrifying, because that could mean... It probably means it's some animal. And the question mark is indicating that this animal could be kept as a pet, but might needn't be, if you like. So it's not going to be something as extreme as a lion, because lions really are never pets. But it might be, I'm trying to think of a good example of something that's an unlikely pet. You know, some type of snake, for example, maybe. I don't know. But this phrase, you shouldn't have, I'm interested in. Because if you say you shouldn't have to somebody, you normally say that in the context of thanking them. So I'm wondering if this might be TA here. Tar. You shouldn't have. But then I need a 2-letter word for one. And the only thing I can think of there is an, A-N. And I don't think there is a word T-A-A-N. Oh, goodness, go away. It's Black Friday, isn't it? So I'm getting all these pop-ups. This is bad news, isn't it? Let's go for 3 down, because that might help me with my 1 across. 5 letters. Half of extremists love receiving equipment. Half of extremists love. Yeah, okay, I've got one. That's a relief. Okay. So I always recommend, when we're doing these puzzles together, if you're new to the crosswords, pause after you read every clue and force yourself to commit to what you think the definition is. This is the best way to learn, is to force yourself to decide, to make a decision, and then see how often you get it right. Now here, if you think the definition is half, you are not right. If you think it's equipment, it's also not right. If you think it's receiving equipment, that is correct. And this is James being mischievous. So receiving equipment, something you receive things on, might be a radio. Now this word receiving, the thing that makes this tricky is receiving could be part of a recipe. If something receives something else, it would take it inside itself, wouldn't it? So it could be, the use of receiving here, why do I say it's mischievous? Because it's hiding that it's part of the definition. Now, why is radio correct? How does the rest of the clue work as a recipe? Half of extremists is saying, think of the word radicals. Now, radicals are extremists, and take half of that word. And then love, a love score in tennis is a 0. Now you might say, hang on, 0 and O are not synonymous. That would be a brilliant thing to say. But if you look at O in the dictionary, you will find it actually is defined as anything round or nearly so, naught or nothing in a series of numbers. So absolutely it can indicate the number 0, or a love score in tennis, I suppose. Now let's go back to 1 across, and let's see if my brain has laid down. Lay down. But I want it to be play possum. What's that? It's just not play possum, is it? Oh. It's not something reader, is it? No. Oh, it could be. No, that wouldn't make sense. You do get a lay reader, but I don't think that's got anything to do with it. Right, 10 across, let's try that. 7 letters. Thoughtlessly move mother to an inferior place. I know what I want this to be. Okay, I don't think I'm right with what I thought. I wanted it to be blunder. As a sort of chess reference. If you thoughtlessly move in chess, when I would thoughtlessly move in chess, I would definitely blunder. I blunder my queen or something. And the reason that feels like it might be correct is an inferior place. Inferior is a funny word, isn't it? It means worse than, but it can also mean beneath. So an inferior place would be under. And under, I'm pretty sure under can be a noun. But then what's the mother doing in the clue? How does mother equal BL? And the answer is I don't think it does. So I'm wondering if it's this word, maunder. Now I don't know what that word means, but I think it is a word. Thoughtlessly move. If you maunder from place to place, do you thoughtlessly? It feels a bit like meander. It's not. Oh, is it meander? Maybe it's meander. Why is it meander? I don't see how you get that from the recipe. Remember, the recipe has to be precise. I can see how you get maunder. So I'm going to put maunder in, but I won't look it up because I don't know it's a word until I'm committing to it, if you like. Let's go back to this one. Pet. See, a pet. If you're in a pet, you're in a bad mood. Oh, come on, you silly man. What's the name of an animal? It's either A there or I there. More likely a puma. A pet puma. You wouldn't. Pum. No, that's wrong. Tomcat. Oh, I don't know. This is annoying. Okay, let's go for 12 across. 3218. Idolized, is idolized, isn't it? Idolized son took off after school with new Tesla. Well, I've thought of a phrase here that could be correct. So again, make yourself decide. What do you think the definition is? I don't know this yet because I haven't worked out why it's the answer I think it might be. But I'm going to guess it's idolized. And that's really because the other side of the clue is, Tesla, how could we find a phrase? A Tesla is a car. Nikola Tesla is an extraordinary physicist. But 3218? Well, there's not going to be a synonym there, is there? But idolized, I wondered whether it might be put on a pedestal. I've no idea why yet, but I'm going to put it in and try and understand whether it could be. So, son took off after school with new Tesla. Okay, well, new Tesla might be saying anagram the word Tesla, and pedestal at the end of it has got an anagram of Tesla. Took off. Or is it set on? Oh, it's set on a Oh goodness, it's set on a pedestal. Right. Okay, I didn't really know that as a phrase, but it is this. S is a valid abbreviation for son. Now I talk about this every week. Any word in a cryptic crossword clue cannot be abbreviated to its initial unless it is supported by the dictionary, with very, very rare exceptions like t-shirt labels for large and small. But if we go to S, we will find listed as, we will find it there, son. Can you see? So son can be S, and it's this S. Took off after school. Well, after the name of a school, and the school is Eton. You can see E-T-O-N. Took off. If you take off somebody, you imitate them. And to imitate is to ape. It's one of these funny crossword words that most people only know the word ape as in the creature, but to mimic, there we go, as a verb. So took off is aped, and then the anagram of Tesla at the end. So set on a pedestal is what we're after. Do you think this could be household? Probably not, but let's have a look at 2 down. Make poor, impoverish, no. Value bandages more expensive in A and E. Make poor. But that you might be wrong. I'm thinking about abasement. Value bandages more expensive. More expensive. If something's more expensive, if we're trying to think of a synonym for the phrase more expensive, dearer, D-E-A-R-E-R? It's not very... value is bandaging that. So if something bandages, if a word bandages another word, to me it feels like that's a recipe for putting a word that means value. I'm thinking of the word rate around make poor. Yeah, so I think it means make poor. But I can't think of... Yeah, make poor, and if it ended in ATE, that feels right, doesn't it? Maunder, I'm loving less and less, I have to say. Could that be an R? Red, yeah, there are 2 R's in red carpet, so it is possible it begins with R. So if it did have rate, then we want A and E inside the word rate. Ugh, no, this is getting very unpleasant. I don't see how it works quite. Make more expensive in A and E. Sorry, I can't see it. Okay, let's try 4 down. 7-2. Suspect Puritan behind Christian Union's dramatic rise. Well, yeah. That's a lovely definition, by the way, James. Very nice. Okay, I can do this one again. Oh, I'm going to go back to this. Is this something record, then? No. Maybe. Oh, it could be, actually. Lay down. Tape record? Tape record. Oh, that's very clever. Goodness, it's tape record, which is that's something that's from my youth. I used to tape record shows on the radio and things like that. Do people remember that? Tape recording. I mean, to the young of today, it will seem absurd. This is what you had to do. You got tapes, you stuck them in a machine, you had to press record and play at the same time. And, oh goodness. Okay, but tape record, to lay down. As in, if you lay down a track, you might record it. Right, and that, if you haven't got this one, that will give you a chance to see what's going on. Again, make your decision. What do you think the definition is? If you think it's suspect, no. Dramatic rise is what we're looking for here. And this, the reason I really like the definition is it's not the dramatic rise. Oh, that politician has had a dramatic rise. No, it's a dramatic rise in the sense that if you were at the theatre watching a drama, a dramatic rise is the curtain going up. So the curtain, it's curtain up. And how does the recipe work? Well, Christian Union must be able to be abbreviated to CU. I didn't know that, but that looks like what's going on. And then suspect, we're going to treat the letters of Puritan in a suspect way. We're going to anagram them after our CU. So let's check CU. Can be Christian. Yeah, Christian Union. There we go. So we get curtain up. Now, pet, you shouldn't have one. Is it tame? You shouldn't have, thank you, tar. And one, if you were very posh, can't you use one as a sort of euphemism for yourself or me? It doesn't become one. It doesn't become me. I think if I was jolly posh, I could definitely say that. And if something pet question mark, yeah, I think it's as an adjective. Pet, I think it was my pet rabbit. That would be meaning it was sort of a tame rabbit, or it could be. Yeah, I think tame. I think that's tame. It's very hard, actually, that. But I think it's justifiable. Now, let's go. Oh, my idea about value is totally wrong. Make poor. Oh, value. Bandage is more expensive. What's going on here? In A and E. I don't know. I'm sorry. Make. Oh no, that doesn't work. I was wondering if it could be an anagram of value, and poor was an anagram indicator, and the whole thing meant make, but that doesn't work at all. We've got to justify this P at the start. I don't. Make poor. I'm not sure about the U as well. I'm sort of committing to it in my mental cogitations. Anyway, let's have a look at 5 down, which is 5 letters. Queen published. Terms for rogue bee. Yes. Okay, now this is a slightly difficult word. Again, make your decision. What's the definition? Now, queen with that capital letter is a tricky one, because you may well justifiably be thinking, oh, could queen be Q from maybe chess scoring? Or if you've done a few cryptic crosswords before, you might know that queen can be abbreviated to R, as can king, because in Latin, king is rex, queen is regina, and they can both be abbreviated to R. So you might see this R and think, oh, that's the queen. It's not. Actually, we are looking for a 5-letter word for a queen here. And the key really is this word published. If something is published, if you publish something, you run it, don't you? A newspaper might run a story. In the past tense, that becomes ran. And terms for rogue bee, well, the term of something is its end. Term is a word that comes from terminus, I think. So the terminal, the terms, the final letters of the words rogue and bee are E and E, and that creates this word, Rani, which in Arabia, I think, is the name of a queen. Rani, there we go. Feminine of Raja. So queen in India, I think is, or Hindi perhaps. Anyway, I'm sure that is what's going on there. Now, what could we do here? Nose job. I'm going to go for 11 across. 4-3. It's not nose job. Trouble saving on the back of downturn in digital business. Trouble saving on the back of downturn. digital business. I thought of a word. Or I thought of a phrase that might fit. I quite like it for this description of a digital business, because of course what James has done here is he's used digital business, and everyone, I'm thinking eBay, e-tailing, Amazon. But actually, what does the word digital mean? It might mean of your digits, of your fingers. So could this be nail bars? How could a digital business be a nail bar? I love the idea of that. I don't know why. If something troubles something, it ails it. No, that's just right. It's lovely. So trouble is ail. Saving, if you said everything was all right, saving, the attitude of the nasty person, you would mean bar the attitude of the nasty person, wouldn't you? So this is the most appalling example, and I'm sorry for that. But saving and bar are clearly synonymous, and the back of the word downturn is N. So we're going to put ale and bar on top or by the side of N to create nail bar, the digital business. Brilliant. It's a brilliant clue. Now must have a chance of getting 7 down. Robot or ambit I'm going to go for, or rebut. 5 letters. Bad actor with no aspiration and little range. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's a lovely clue again. It conjures up the image of, exactly what it says. But the way that the words are used is they're all meaning things that are not what they seem to be meaning at first blush. Okay, so I have actually already said the answer, and the definition is range. It's an array. Your range is your ambit. Why is this correct? Now, you might know that if a bad actor is a ham, somebody hams it up. They're acting badly. So a bad actor with no aspiration. Well, the sound you make when you aspirate is an H. So if you drop the H from the word ham, you get am. And that goes with little, and a little of something is a bit of it to create ambit. So, okay, this is okay so far, apart from I don't know half the words and whether they are words. But at least we haven't hit a total brick wall yet. So 6 across, 4 letters. Fly back from China in 747. Oh, how can that be a cryptic clue? It's a brilliant clue. I don't know what the answer is. I have an idea for how to read it. Let's do this together. What do we think the definition is? I think it's going to be the word fly. Why do I think that? Well, it's because I think you could read the rest of it as a recipe. Back from China. Isn't that they're going to be taking the back letter of the word China, which is A, and we're going to put that in a 3-letter word for a 747. Now, my first thought there was jet, but I don't think that is a word. If it was, I think we would be definitely on the right lines. But this 747 question mark. So that's saying, what is a 747 an example of? It's an example of a plane. 3-letter plane. Generic words for planes. Is a 747 a supersonic plane? Don't think it is. Because I think SST I've seen before, supersonic transport. Bobbins. I think we're close to getting this. Or can I think of the name of any flies? A gnat. A gnat doesn't have an A as a second letter. fly, soar, no, fly, sail. No, not really. Setsi. Oh, that reminds me. Once I went to Tanzania on safari, and it was very nice, except that at that point in the season or in the years that there was a plague of tsetse flies. And let me tell you, those things are not very nice. They can bite you through jeans, through denim. They land on the denim and they just, whatever it is they can do it straight through the denim. And that does not make for a very nice experience. Anyway, I digress. I don't know what this is. Let's have a look at 8 down. 6-4. Republican waving red flag or Democrat? Republican waving. Well, okay, I don't know what this is yet, but I think I know how to read it again. So let's do the same exercise. What do you think the definition is? And I think it's going to be Republican. And that's only because I have seen a way to read the rest of the clue as a recipe. Waving, I think, might be an anagram indicator. If letters wave around, they might be being anagrammed. Red flag or is 9 letters, and D is definitely a valid abbreviation for Democrat. So let's confirm that. There we go. So that would give us 10 letters of anagram fodder. So I want a word that means Republican. And I need to get this really, don't I? Republican. That's brilliant. My goodness, it's a proper name. It's a US president, I think. I think it's Gerald Ford. that's really good, isn't it? It looks right. Gerald Ford goes in. Now let's go back to this one. Fly. That's a worry. Back from China in 747. What on earth is that getting at? I've got a horrible feeling this is the name of some weird type of fly. I mean, what? A MiG is an airplane, but that's not a 747, and I don't think there are any words MiG. 747 question mark. That's a jumbo jet. Or could it be just mean big? If something's 747, could that be a 7 jumbo? I mean, if there was a word, if that was a word, I don't think that is a word. What is that then? I mean, there aren't many words that fit. There are funny words like dog, but in terms of real words, not real, I mean, you know what I mean, like words that are likely to be, it looks like it's an N, doesn't it? Fly. Let me just think about this for a second, because otherwise it's going to annoy me for the rest of the puzzle, because I'm going to know that I've got to come back to something I really don't understand. Could be an R in that third position, but I don't really like that. It's hard to know, actually. It must be an N. It must be. Fly. So if it's fly, what is it? See, fly is a word that can mean clever, can't it? And sort of sharp. Tang? That's a reversal of the type of fly. Fly back. That's a gnat backwards. That would mean the definition. Would have to be tang. Couldn't be that, could it? Tang. I think that there might be a Chinese dynasty. That might be a Tang dynasty. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's it. That is the right answer, and that clue is so absolute. It's so ridiculous. I nearly swore then. It's so ridiculously clever, and I know what he's done, because it's not saying 747 is not an aeroplane at all. It's a year, and I bet you if we look under Tang in the dictionary, it says a Chinese dynasty in that period of time. I'm not changing that. That must be right. It's absolutely brilliant. Tang. Oh, no, it's not there. Oh, no, it is there. Oh, there we go. Isn't that incredible? What wit that is. And then back from China, and you've got the checking A, and you're so proud of having the checking A because that makes you understand the clue, and it doesn't at all. It's evil. It's evil. That is very hard. I'm not surprised this puzzle, almost on the basis of that answer, is getting a high snitch. Right, let's have a look at 9 down. 8 letters. Vermin get it after new guy given contract. Vermin get it. Is this going to be the name of some disease of rats or something? Vermin get it after new guy given contract. I don't know. I quite like the idea that this is an 8-letter word for somebody given a contract, a guy given a contract. Vermin, could that be mice? Vermin. Get it. Get it is, if you get it, you see it, don't you? Vermin get it after new guy given contract. Oh, I don't know. There's too much going on. There's so many weird little rinky-dinks in that clue. I can't pass it properly. Let's have a look at 17 across 5 letters, ending in F, though. Put out powder for addict. How can I not just solve that? That cannot be a difficult clue. Put out powder for addict. An addict is a user. It's a put out. If you're put out, you're annoyed. I mean, that's weird. That F just feels wrong, doesn't it? But it can't be wrong. Okay, let's have a look at 20 across. 9 letters. Food shown to be overheated, apparently sent back. There is a word that's something like provender, which is... I don't know why that's popped into my head. I don't even know if it's ER or OR at the end, but I think it might be a word for food. Yeah, it is that. Wow. Okay, my brain has actually done me a favour for once there by making this word pop in my brain. Well done, brain, because that is the answer to this. If something is shown to be something, it's proven to be it. So proven, and then if you're overheated, apparently you might be red, mightn't you? And that's sent back, reversed, and that creates this weird word, provender. And let's go and look it up. Provender, food, dry food for animals. So that's just very fortunate that my brain has been kind to me and let me remember a weird word there. Let's go for 13 down. This is a bit like 1 across. If we got it, it would be huge, wouldn't it? 10 letters. Oh, sneeze coming. No. Don't sneeze. Bad thing to do on camera. Destroy people who are listening on microphones, or sorry, I'm with headphones. 13 down, picture destroyer. Iconoclast or something. Current helm officer commanding carry on. I don't know. I mean, could it be that? Current could be I. Helm officer. Ugh. CNC or something? I don't know. Commanding. It could be. I think this is right for some reason. I haven't quite understood. I think last and carry on might be being used as synonymous here. So a picture destroyer, I think, is an iconoclast. That's just a definition. Somebody who destroys images. Now, current, Ohm's law, V equals IR. Volts equals amps times resistance. You might remember that from physics. And I in that equation is current. Helm officer. Or helm? Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure that helm is synonymous with con. Now this is some nautical reference, I think. Certainly to con, C-O-N, is to steer. It might also be the name of the front of the ship or something, but I think con and helm in some nautical sense are synonymous. If that was true, the rest of the clue works, because officer commanding I think could be OC as an abbreviation, and if you carry on with something, you last. You last the course, you carry on. Yeah, I think that's right. Now, I'm not going to change it, so I'm prepared to just look up. And let's just try and justify this. So con, look at all these definitions of con. I knew that one. Right, here we go. The act or station of steering. To direct the steering of. So that's probably the same as helm. Helm is probably a verb. Yeah, there we go, to direct or steer. So then we've got OC for officer commanding. There it is, officer commanding, and then last for the rest of it. So iconoclast goes in. We get lots of. Oh, let's actually just look at the word. Iconoclast. A destroyer of images. So. Or just, it's another of these words like provender, which you only really know. And either you're genuinely a wordsmith or you do a lot of crosswords. Let's have a look at 14 across. 9 letters. Pieces of paper. I thought confetti was going to be right, but it doesn't look like it is. To hold together with pages. Pieces of paper. Now this is an interesting clue to me because I haven't got a clue what the definition is here. I mean, I think it's going to be either pieces of paper or pages, but pages question mark. What does that mean? Does that mean we're thinking about, you know, a page is in somebody who's like a butler or something? To hold together. Oh. Here's an idea. I don't think it's quite right, but if there was a word for pieces of paper beginning with C, I don't know what that word is, but let's say there was that word, and that holds a word which means together with. Now I know some short synonyms for words that mean together with, and the most obvious one is the word and. So could this be and there? And the whole thing means pages. There's some funny Latin words, aren't there, like corrigenda, and it's probably an S, it's just a normal plural. Pieces of paper would then be, a piece of paper would be a 5-letter word, probably. I don't know. No, I'm not sure. Sorry, I don't think I've got that one. Let's try 19. 5 letters. Fragrant of tune Ed Sheeran really could use. I have to hope this is nothing to actually do with Ed Sheeran. I know what Ed Sheeran looks like, but I wouldn't know any of his... Oh, I know one of his songs. Something on the Hill, or Castle on the Hill, or something. That's a good song. I know one Ed Sheeran song. It's unlikely to be enough. Oh, not... Did I say fragment? Fragment. Oh, it must be a hidden. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so this is a fragment of the letter string Tune Ed Sheeran. And if you look inside Tune Ed Sheeran, you can see spelt out very helpfully, because we have the starting letter here, N, needs. And if you really could use something, you need it, don't you? So really could use needs. They are synonymous. That's lovely. Now, could we get this one? 410. If Peter is caught near Silly Point, that's not really the end of the world. It's a something catastrophe. Cold catastrophe. If Peter is caught near Silly Point, that's not really the end of the world. It's a... There isn't a phrase cold catastrophe, is there? Near Silly Point. That's not really the end. I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking, and then I'm thinking of apostrophes and whether they're points, and whether, or strophe, maybe an... I don't know. Anyway, I have got the thought catastrophe in my brain for the second word here, but I don't think it's right. So I'm going to go on. 26 across. 7 letters. Earth moves earlier for a seasoned lover. Earth moves earlier. There is this funny word. An amorata is, I think, a lover, but I don't know why that would be the answer. Earth. Not even an E in there. No, I don't know. For a seasoned lover. I don't know what that's talking about. Let's have a look at this one. 4 letters. So which bit of news comes first? So, thus? No, then. Yeah, that's lovely. Okay, then. Okay, I've written that in. See if you can see why it's right. And it's like a bit of a pun, this. So we have to cut the clue firstly in the very precise position, which is exactly after the word so. So the word so is synonymous with the word then. And then you have to answer the question, which bit of news comes first? And the bit of the word news that comes first is the N. The N of the word news comes first, and that's what we've just written. The and N. Lovely. So let's have a look at 22 down. 5 letters. What you might take across country with power above. Oh, so is this going to be a P at the start? Well, I think this might be a rare type of clue. We saw a few of these last week. I'm thinking this might be plain. And why do I say this is a rare type of clue? Well, at the very start of the video, we talked about the fact that in all of these clues, there's a definition, and it's almost always at the start or the end of the clue. There's one type of, well, there's a couple of types of clue that are different to that. There's a cryptic definition, which is a specific, it's like the whole, you read the whole clue, and you have to think about it very laterally. But the most difficult clue, in my opinion, to write is a so-called and lit. Now, and lit is a type of clue where the whole clue, we read the whole clue, and it can be read as the definition that we enter. And we read the whole clue, and it also works as a recipe to construct the answer. So let's see if that works here. So what you might take across country with power above might be a plane. If I was to fly across a country using power, and I would be travelling above my current position, that does define plane, doesn't it? But if we then try and read this as a recipe, what you might take across country, if you went across a bit of countryside, you might be going in it by travelling along a lane. And with power, or P can be abbreviated to power, or power can be abbreviated to P, with P above it, that would give us the word plane, especially P above in a down clue. So I think plane is the answer, and this is an and lit. And that's very good, hopefully, for this one. Cape Canaveral now. Cape. What's this? If Peter is caught near Silly Point, that's not really the end of the world. Oh, okay. Is this some part of... Is this part of the geography of the Earth that sailors used to think was the edge of the Earth? Cape. No, but Cape. I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't know what that is. I think it's Cape something. If Peter is caught near Silly Point. I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to read, so what I'm trying to do now is I'm imagining that the definition is that's not really the end of the world. And it's a reference to some geographical point on the Earth's surface that sailors used to think was, yeah, that's where, on a flat Earth, that's where it all drops off. So if that's true, how do I read the rest of the clue as a recipe? If Peter is caught near silly point makes me think of an anagram of point. You see that? An anagram of point, you could create that, which would be quite a nice ending for a word. If Peter is I don't know. Let's just have a look at this one. 24 down. 5 letters. Capsized craft supports mate once on top. Mate once on top. Aloft. Above. I'm not sure. No, I think my T there might be misleading me. Right, let's try some other ones because I still haven't even read all the clues. 16. I don't think I've looked at this one. 5-4. Timber structure in the back, full of returned merchandise mostly. A timber structure in the back. Full of returned merchandise mostly. Oh goodness, merch. HCRE? Timber structure. I don't know what this is. I mean, I keep thinking of treehouse, and that's exactly what James wants me to think about, and I refuse. There, I've said it. Right, 18 down. E.g. zombies, undead. Eating Roger, missing characters that are even, fresher. Under fresher, undergrad or something. It's undergrad. That's brilliant. Gosh. E.g. zombies eating Roger, missing characters that are even fresher. Yeah, I think it's an undergrad. That's a great definition. I mean, not that it's a difficult definition, but its use here is so weird in the context of the sentence. So, e.g. zombies. The zombies are famously undead. UNDEAD. The word undead, oh, where's it gone? Eats the word Roger, but missing characters that are even. Now, the characters that are in the even positions 2 and 4 in the word Roger, are O and E. So we take those out, leaving RGR. Stick that in the undead. We get an undergrad, and an undergrad is an undergraduate, and that is a fresher in sort of university slang. And my idea that this ended in PTION has been blown out of the water. Now, what's this then? Bluff, fluff, gruff. Put out gruff. Powder for addict. I mean, this is terrifying because it's going to be some slang for heroin or something. There's loads of weird slang for drugs that most of which I don't know. Horse, I think, is one of them. But if you're put out, powder for addict. Stuff? No, I don't know. And that means I'm going to have to get the vermin. Which is not vermin, get it. After new guy given contract. dear, this is getting very tricky. Right, let's keep going with these downs though, because I've not read them all yet. 23 down is 5 letters. Work for the Met, maybe. Cycling around Manor. What's this? Opera? Work for the Met. Is that the Metropolitan Museum? Or is it cycling around Manor? There's a funny word it's something like that. That's a sort of an estate or something. It might be that. I can't remember. Work for the Met. I think I'm going mad. Let's try. Oh, I've looked at that one. Bobbins. All right, let's have a look at this one. I can do that one straight away. 25 down. Surrounded by morning papers. Again, we just have to cut it in. Well, we have to cut it in the right position, and we have to know some common abbreviations. So, can you think of an abbreviation for morning? And you should be able to come up with AM. Your papers are your means of identification, your ID. So if we just put AM and ID together, we get a mid, and that's surrounded by, you're amid something if you're surrounded by it. Now, is that anagram or Wolfram? I don't know. Caretaker. I don't know. 7 letters. Caretaker, well set up for sailing eastern parts. Caretaker, well set up. Well set up for, or set up for sailing is rig, is it? Eastern parts. Oh, that's a really well worded clue, because I mean, I think this is going to be a word for a caretaker. But how does the rest of it work? Well set up for sailing. And then I want to put E in the middle, because if Eastern, which can be abbreviated to E, parts the rest of whatever this is saying, that would work very nicely. Caretaker. I don't know. Okay, we haven't looked at this either. 10 across. Without arms, striped coats remain hot. Okay, what do we what do we think the definition is here? Oh, that is a difficult question. I'm not sure. I think it might be hot. And I'm thinking, I don't know how this works, but without arms, could that be without the end letters of a word? Does a word have arms on each side of it? So could we think of a word that means striped? Banded? No. And that's going to coat, it's going to surround a word that means remain, like stay or something. And the whole thing means hot. Or could it be a 10-letter word which means without arms? Unstriped coats remain hot. Without arms. Golly, I don't know. This is getting very tricky now. Now, have I looked at all of... Oh, I haven't looked at this one. 15 down, 4-4. Notice of vacancy, perhaps, sent for nothing. Notice of vacancy, perhaps sent for nothing. Something free. It's not something free, is it? I thought it was going to be, but I don't think it is. I mean, I want this to be an anagram of sent for and 0 or O for nothing. And the word perhaps is doing the duty of the anagram, telling us we have to take these letters in a different form. And then notice of vacancy is going to be what? I don't know. That feels right to me. That feels right as a way of reading the clue. I just can't see what the anagram is. Rest. Notice of vacancy. Rest foon. It's not that. No, so maybe that's not right. For nothing. If something is for nothing, it is provided pro bono or free. Notice of vacancy. Okay, so it's for nothing is going to be free. I think that's what's happening. Perhaps sent. I don't know what that is. Might be an anagram of sent, but nest free. Notice of vacancy. Nest free? No. If you're a hotel with a vacancy, you don't put up a sign saying there's a nest free, do you? Don't think you do. I'm not sure. Okay, but what's this one then? Cape. If Peter is caught near Silly Point, that's not really the end of the world. Near Silly Point. If Peter is caught near Silly Point, that's not really the end of the world. Am I just going crazy? Is there a simple word here or a simple phrase? I mean, what is it? It's cape, isn't it? It can't be anything else. I mean, there are words that would fit like cops, but that's just not... It means nothing in the context. No, I believe this is the word cape. If Peter is... Ah, okay. I now understand how to read the clue. Silly is being used as an anagram indicator, isn't it? So we've got 14 letters to find. If Peter is 9. Oh. Okay, all right. I keep changing my mind. If Peter is C near, C can be an abbreviation for court. So if Peter is C near, I think that is 14 letters, and it is. So actually, the definition is not that's not really the end of the world. It's point that's not really the end of the world. And it's an anagram of if Peter is C near. So it is going to be cape. And then what on earth have we got left? Cape Firestone or something? Cape. Was it Finisterre? Oh, goodness, please don't be that. I've got no idea how to spell that. Cape Finisterre is what it's going to be, isn't it? It just is. That's terrifying. How do you think we spell that? Like that? Is that possible? I almost have to tick this off, don't I? Because the likelihood of me misspelling this is so high. I've got 2 eyes, which is good. Oh no, well, this is wrong because I've put 2 N's in it, and there are not 2 N's in if Peter is caught near. Oh bother. Oh, maybe it's double R then. Cape Finisterre? Has it got 2 R's in it? Yes. Yeah, okay. So maybe it's that. Finisterre, yeah, that would sort of make sense from... I mean, I don't know much about Latin, but the finish of the earth or something. Cape Finisterre. Right. Well, that's good. I mean, I'm glad we've got that sorted out. So I'm going to look at 23 down. Norma is the name of an opera. Oh, cycling round manor. That's right. So the word manor, if it cycles round, this is something that I'm seeing more in cryptic crosswords, and I don't think I saw it very much up until maybe 5 years ago. And the idea is that if a word cycles, we take its first letter, we put it to the end, and then we take its new first letter, we put that to the end, etc. And you can see if we do that, we can construct norma out of the word manor, and norma being an opera. Is this amateur then? Would be a work for the Met. Earth moves earlier for a mature, and a lover is an... Oh, that's very hard. That's very hard. Okay. Right. Earth can be abbreviated to E. Now, I can't remember why that is. Is that from plug sockets or something? I mean, I'm not changing that answer, so let's see if we can justify it. Oh, it's just there. It's just there. Okay. And that moves earlier in a phrase that means a seasoned. And if you're a seasoned something, you're a mature it. So we take the phrase a mature, we move the E earlier, we create the word amateur. And if you're an amateur, I don't know, radio enthusiast or something, you're a lover of that, aren't you? An amateur train spotter or something. So if we look up amateur, it doesn't just mean sort of not professional. It also means an enthusiast or admirer. Right, so we've managed to do a little bit more. We think that might be nest-free, but I'm not very unsure about that. What's that one again? Oh, this is a crossbeam, a timber structure. I mean, I don't think that can be right, but I'm just going to write it in case there's some way of interpreting that. In the back, full of returned merchandise. Full of returned merchandise mostly. It doesn't look like it's right, does it? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I don't think it is crossbeam. Although, NIC at the end of this one. Pieces of paper to hold together with pages. We've still got this. We've still got probably a mistake in maunder as well. Let's go back to this one in case my subconscious has been helping me with it. Make poor. Make poor. I sort of want it to be povertize or something. Value bandages more expensive in A and E. Bandages more expensive. Something is more expensive. It is up. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, if you prize something, you value it, don't you? Couldn't pauperize. Pauperize. Could that be it? Oh, prize is going to have to be spelt with a Z for that to work. Because we're using value as in, if you, my prize, you know, as in P-R-I-Z-E rather than to lever, which would be P-R-I-S-E. Pauperize. I quite like that. Make poor. Now, how does it work then? So it's got prize around up must be more expensive. I suppose we put the price up. We made it more expensive. Yeah, that's okay. In A and E. Pauperize. It's not so difficult once you think of the word. Right, 14 across then. Pieces of paper to hold together. If something holds together, it to hold together with pages. Pieces of paper. Oh, what did we think that might be? Nest? Didn't I? Can't be. And I thought that might be A-N-D as well. Pieces of paper. Sort of the sections, the supplements, the... You get acquire is... No, acquires with a Q. Ream. 500 pieces of paper. Oh, pages. It couldn't be... If you page somebody on a bleeper or something, you sort of summon them. If that was an S, if the definition here was pages and it was a plural, then this was an S. The timber structure. Crow's nest? Full of... It couldn't be crow's nest, could it? Full of returned merchandise. In the back. Sorry, I know I'm being dumb here. I need nobody to tell me that. Crow's nest. What? Timber structure in the back. Is that the crow's nest? The crow's nest is sort of up in the top of the ship. But it is a timber structure, I would say. In the back. And then the back would be what? The crest or the crown? Don't think so. Full of returned merchandise. I quite like the thought I've just had, which is that merchandise could be swag. But where would we put swag? Most of swag returning would have to be like that, which is just nonsense. Merchandise might be loot. No, stock. Stock is merchandise. So could it be that? Scots something. Scots pine? Timber? Oh gosh, that is right. A structure in your back is your spine. So spine has a reversal of almost all of a word that means merchandise. So returned, as in reversed, stock without its K. Scots pine, and the definition is timber, not timber structure. That is so hard. But it's another answer for the goodies. Now, what is this one? Interim. If you're the caretaker something, you're the interim it. Well set up for sailing. Oh, if you're well set up for something, you're in trim. Well set up for sailing. Literally a boat. The trim of the boat is sort of how well it's floating on the water or something, isn't it? So well set up for sailing, which E for eastern parts. That's a beautiful clue. Goodness me. Now, capsized craft supports mate once. Well, your mate once, the person with whom you used to mate, would be your ex-lover, your ex. Yeah, that's lovely. So, and then craft is in an art and craft. So an art is a craft. We capsize the word art after the mate once, the ex, to create, and if something is on top of something, it's an extra, isn't it? I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're looking at this thinking this is hard, it's absolutely brutal, but it's quite brilliant, the use of language. The way that the words are able to be read in ways such that these recipes are completely correct. It's very, very skillful. I cannot tell you how difficult it is to write clues like this. It is, well, for me, impossible. It's really gifted. Now let's have a look at this one. By the way, my phone has been going nuts. That's okay. It's okay, I think. Let's look at this one. So 10 across, without arms, barehanded. I mean, that must be right. If you do something barehanded, you do it without. But why? Banded is there. I even said banded before for striped. Remain. I mean, that's so difficult. Right. So banded, which means striped. If something exhibits stripes, it's banded, isn't it? You probably get banded coots or something, or banded. What was it? A banded. When I've been on safari, I've seen things that were banded. Banded pangolin? That must be wrong. I might have seen a banded pangolin. Anyway, I've got distracted. Right, that surrounds. Hot here is H, and that's completely legitimate. If you saw H on a tap, everyone would know it meant hot. But this is the hard thing. If something remains something, it's still in the same shape. So remain and are. They are this. They remain that. You know, it is synonymous. It's just it's very difficult for me, at least, to get my head to see that word and think are. Literally not R as in the letter R, but A-R-E. That's very difficult. But we're down to 4, aren't we? We've got 4 left. We think this might be nest free, but with a lot of trepidation. The pieces of paper. A chit. A chit is a piece of paper. Pages. That's the phone again. Pieces of paper. I really like that as a thought. That would allow me to do that, wouldn't it? Chits. Hold together with. So I need a 4-letter word that means together with. That might end in N. And the whole thing means pages. Oh, and that might be N, we said, didn't we? Together with. If you're together with something, are you in on it? Or no, it doesn't make sense. No, okay. That was a thought, wasn't it? But I don't think, well, if it could be correct, but my brain isn't telling me what the right answer is. We've got the powder for the addict, which is going to be some euphemism for heroin or cocaine or something, I think. I should know this one, shouldn't I? This is just straightforward knowledge, and I'm not seeing that one. And this is the one I think I've got the most chance of getting. Vermin get it after new or new guy given contract. Vermin. I mean, it's hard to see past words like mice, isn't it? With this vermin get it. So maybe could it begin like that and then end in mice? Vermin, mice, get it. No, see, the recipe doesn't work. And if the recipe doesn't work, you can disregard it because it won't be correct. Guy given contract. Or maybe, I don't know. Field mice, dormice, harvest mice, Mickey mice. No. Vermin get it. Get it after new. After new. Guy given contract. Vermin, rat. It's hard to... What are vermin? Squirrels? Are they vermin? I mean, not that that's got any use in terms of this. I'm just trying to make myself not think of rats and mice. Vermin. Get it after new. See, it feels like that should be get it like that. Get it after new. But that would mean my vermin would need to be blank I blank EE. And that this word doesn't exist, so that's nonsense. Or vermin, no. No, I don't know. So this one might be the key to unlocking the one above it. Put out. Powder for addict. Snuff? Yeah, that's okay. It's snuff. If you put out a candle, you snuff it out. And snuff is that old stuff used to sniff when you, I think it's like tobacco in the old days. So snuff is right. Okay, so let's go back to this. I must be able to get this now. Although it looks a very strange word. Guy-given contract. It feels like that it is going to be like a legal term, like a promisee or something, or an assignee, or a... Get it is to see. Vermin. So, I mean, it keeps saying, it looks like it's mice now, doesn't it? It can't be. Lice? Licensee. A lice vermin. I suppose they probably are. Licensee. A guy given a contract. Might have given that a question mark, because it could have been a girl getting a contract. Guy given a contract. A licensee. Yeah, so that feels right, doesn't it? Not easy, but at least we're now very much in the home straight after an hour and a half. Right, so pieces of paper. I still like chits for this. To hold together. Pieces of paper. To hold together with, or together with, and then pages. If you page somebody, you summon them, don't you? You call them. You phone them. You page. I don't know. Why can't my brain see this? And then this one. Notice of vacancy. Perhaps sent. Yeah, this isn't nest free. It's just not. This is the key to this. If you're sent, you're sort of enraptured, aren't you? So you're going to be very happy, rosy, sent. Or it could be mailed, or another word that means mailed. Scot-free. Notice of vacancy. If you've got a vacancy, you've either got a room free. Now I'm thinking nest again. Or you've got a position free, post free. Post? Could it be post? Sent. I sent. No, posted is the wrong part of speech, isn't it? To send would be to post, but sent, would that be post? I posted it to him. I posted it to him. Oh, is that possible? And if it was, what would this be? No. I'm just trying to look at it to see clippings, pieces of... Oh, piece of paper could be clippings. Oh my goodness, is that right? Clippings. You take clippings from a paper. Pings. Oh, that's right. It's, well, I'm not sure about post, but clippings I can justify. I think pieces of paper are clippings. If you hold something together, you clip them. And if you page somebody, as in you message them, you ping them on a phone. I mean, that's, oh, and that, okay, so Maunder might be right then. So I forgot about that with pauperize. Post-free. Must be, I think, correct. Sent. I think this is what I'd go for. I think we've got some checking to do. Oh, it's right. Oh, I mean, I'm pleased about that, because I don't think that was terribly easy. That is a correct. That's not saying this is wrong, is it? How do I tell? It won't tell me, will it? I think that's right. I think that's just where my cursor was. So we've got to look up some words here. Maunder, which was to move vacantly or something. To wander about in a listless or aimless way. Maunder. Wow. Pauperize we're happy with. Clippings we're happy with. Post for sent. So how do we look that up? Post. Is that saying... There will be a way of interpreting post and sent as synonymous. To trying to see, to put in a letterbox, to put into a letterbox. Yeah, I can't see it here immediately, but I'm sure there will be a sense in which that's correct. Oh, Cape Finisterre. Well, we're not. I don't think that'll be in the dictionary, because presumably that is a cape. There are a few capes. Look, but it doesn't look like Finisterre is in there. Let's just have a quick look with the full text search. No, it's one of those ones where, you know, if you know it, that's a write-in as a phrase. But if you don't know it and you have to construct it from the clue, it's very tricky. Tame was hard. Tang is my favourite clue. Tang is genius. That is a genius clue. And frankly, it's another puzzle I'm just pleased to finish. And I know it's a long video, but hopefully it was of some use to those of you who are new to these puzzles. And James, it's a phenomenal puzzle. It's a phenomenal puzzle. Tame and Tang, and which other ones do I particularly? I mean, I like all of it. It's all very, very clever. I loved Fresher, the way Fresher was used in undergrad. Gerald Ford making an appearance. I mean, it's just a lovely nail bar for digital business. It's brilliant. It's quite brilliant. It made me look less than brilliant, but I think you're all used to that by now. Anyway, let's have hopefully a quick go at the quick cryptic. I'll try and show you I'm not a complete idiot. Let's go. Asp is the set. Criticize, grasping, right, and weak man, porn, I would think. Disapproving response, skewing, end of rubbish, comprehensive, tut or something, I don't know. One group performing in desert. One band is on. Sensation created by this nerve, maybe? Constant effort required to turn part of machine. Cog. Fairly good labelled, it's an anagram. Fairly good is sort of somethingable, tolerable. Arrangement of straps has to restrain drinkers regularly. Oh, no idea. What may scrub answer idiot brought up? Erase or something, I don't know. Disapproving catch-all, that's clever clue, that. Gosh. What's this? Madrigal? Yeah. Bird caught by escaping criminal. Bird caught by. A rook without its C. Advantage, I'm going to go for edge. Standard means for processing cheese. Parmesan. And who fought in the dark is a knight, I would think. Cleric. Bishop, maybe? Maybe. Level with peer that is bored by society. Don't know. Plans to return spam. Suppressed. Understood simplicity has no limit. Implicit, I think. Strike the old one. Charm of actor's appearance on... Oh, entrance. Royal family meeting head of government. Kin. And G. Okay. So, arrange harness. Almost certainly. Loofah. A fool. Reversed. Aristocratic. Patrician. Snubbed. Oh, I'm not sure. Worker starts to get really behind. Worker. Really behind your... starts to get really, and then grafter is the answer. Circular oration? Yes. Tom's partner, Jerry, belongs to a queen. It's a cat reference. A criticism of branch with little substance. Stick. Writer of verse must be poet mostly. Squabble, is that? No. Level with peer that is bored by society. A peer is an equal. Equalize. Equalize. Aristocratic. Irishman. Snubbed, and then Ian. Snubbed. Aristocratic. I keep thinking of patrician, and it's. I don't think it is that. Irish. Oh, snub. Patrick. It is patrician. I didn't see. I thought I was looking for a word, a Rick. I thought RIC was a word that meant stubbed, and it was the Patrick. It was Patrick snubbed, as in with a snub nose, having the end cut off. It's a really good puzzle. Very difficult, very tricky. 357, not that dreadful for that, I would say. I mean, Tom Stubbs is a really good solver. I managed to sneak in ahead of him. So anyway, there we go. A long video again. I hope this is what you want. If it is, do let us know. Please do like the video. Please do subscribe if you're not subscribed and you are still with the video at this point. We'd really appreciate it. It's totally free to subscribe to a YouTube channel, but it helps with the algorithm, which doesn't like our crossword content. Boo hiss to the algorithm in that regard. And thanks very much for watching. Brilliant puzzles today. Thank you to ASP, thank you to James McGaughey, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.